What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's your boy Smitty. We're on another episode of fixing YouTuber's L2theW, his 700R4, and we're getting closer. We're getting a whole lot closer. So we got underneath this cover here. We got the bottom half of the case put together here and got our end play set. We'll check it again though once we get everything together to make sure it's not too tight. So now we need to finish putting the input housing together, the reverse input shell, and we'll put our band in, and we need to do our pump modifications before we put the pump in. And I'm actually going to leave these two items out until I get done with the pump, because there's a way to test it and I want to show you. That way you know it works, and you can also check it when it's all put together. But anyway, hey, if my voice sounds a little bit different, I apologize. Old Smitty here has been sick. I caught something about, I don't know, well, at the time this video was released, it had been a little bit, but it knocked me out for a couple days, and so that's why you've seen that 4L80 video stuffed in there in the middle. That was one I'd had done for a while, and I had to take some recoup time. You know how that goes. Anyway, I'm on the downhill side of it, mending very well, starting to get my energy back, so we're good to go. So let's get this video rolling. And again, I apologize if you end up hearing me hack in the middle of it. Oh, hey, by the way, before I forget, make sure to look down there and, you know, make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. And then there's a little bell icon right next to it. You click on that and it brings up a little window, and you put it on all notifications. That way, anytime I upload video, it'll show up. I've been hearing that some people have been getting unsubscribed from channels and stuff like that with all this going on here lately. So if you would, make sure to check that if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate, and smash that like button. Hey, I appreciate it more than you know. So let's get on with this video. Here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw this reverse input together. Way plate in there. Steel clutch, steel clutch. Top plate. And the stamping ring. Okay, set that off to the side. Grab our input housing. Let's go ahead and do our seal rings here. And I still haven't gotten a new seal installer, so we're going to make do with this one. And once we get it past this piece right here, then we should be good. Grab our kit here. Usually they put the 4 rings together right there in the bag. The other one was sitting on the bench already. Alright. Get that dude on there. We're just gonna kind of walk it down the ladder here. Get to the very bottom one. Kind of smush it in with your fingers. There's that one. Interesting note, y'all. The 8L series transmissions, this ring here is like twice as thick here, and they don't, and they're like massive. And I mean, we've got the seal installers that work for them, but holy cow, they don't like to open up. I mean, you gotta pretty much heat them up with a heat gun to get them to expand enough that you can actually work the thing down the installer without rolling it over. Because if you roll it over, it's worthless. Put that one in there. That one's in there. That went pretty smooth. Last one. Even though this installer's broke, it still works. You got to make sure not to roll these seals, guys. They got to go down there square, or you're going to fight it. All right. that's that. Now I'm not going to leave the sizer on there because I want to leave them, I want to get them tight when I put the drum together, or put it in the pump and everything else. Alright, so we're going to put our drum together here. You know, for this deal, I think what I'm going to do, I am going to put the sizer on there just to protect the seals, so I can set the drum kind of like that. And we'll get a light so you can see what I'm doing. How about them apples? Alright. So we're going to start with our overrun steels here. Just like that. Alright, put you an overrun in there. Put your other steel in there. Your other overrun. And then your backing plate, which is this one here, that goes in next. And then I put in the forward sprag, because now's the time to do that. And don't forget your little bearing. You see this bearing up close. It's got ears on it. So this side that you're looking at goes up. That sits right there. Then you put your forward sprag in. There we go. This is going to be a little floppy because I'm doing it at an angle, but if it was upright, it would fall right in. So now you're ready to build your forward clutch. So grab your wave plate here. That's your wave plate if you look at it. Okay. Goes in just like that. Put you a steel in there. And you're ready for your clutches. And just alternate your fiber and your steel. And notice the placement of the steels. This piece here goes in the openings, and of course these go in the grooves. And then your pressure plate goes in. Then it takes your big heavy cut snap ring, and see how it's flat cut. It's square cut on the end. Excuse me. That's your forward, and you want to make sure to put it to where the openings are in a set of grooves. See, I've got it lined up over here. Put that dude in there. This snap ring's stout, so if you can put it in with your fingers, then you're a better man than I, because I can't. Or a woman, if you're a woman doing this, good for you. I'm gonna have to set this up, guys, to be able to do this. Alright, as you can see, I got the snap ring all the way in there. It's all the way in the groove, so that's set to go. Your bearings down in there, so your forward sprag's in. So now we're ready for our Ray Bestis Z-Pack. And if you notice on these wide fingers here and the small fingers, of course the wide ones go in the opening and they sit right on these little fingers. Put that one in first. And on this one you start with an outside spline and the friction material goes up. And this opening here goes in this groove because that's where your load spring is going to go. So you just alternate inside and outside fingers. Okay, and then on your top one, it's the brass colored one. That one goes on very top. Then you've got a shim. Then put your load springs in. And then your top plate. Like that. And again, put your snap ring in where there is, so it's not in one of the openings, one of the large openings. Just like that. Now remember, we pre-measured this, so we know that clutch is good. But you can if you want to air check it again, just go to your feed holes. There's your 3/4. And that looks really good. Then your middle hole is your forward. That one sounds good, and your bottom one's your overrun. There, your and everything's good. So we'll set this dude off to the side for right now. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the case. That way they stay clean, because we're going to have to do some pump modifications, and I don't want all the metal all over the parts. So let's put these in the case. Set it down there, just kind of wiggle and turn. So you get a good thud like that. And that dude's all the way in there. Same with your reverse input housing, which you can put on beforehand. I found it easier to do it this way. Just kind of wiggle and turn. As I caught the camera. I can't hardly hang on to the shaft because my hands are too slick. Oh, isn't that fantastic? Just like that, till you hear a good thud. And it should be slightly below this lip when you know you're all the way in there. But we'll set that just like that. And we're going to go ahead and cover this dude back up for now. There we go. Got that covered up. Okay, well, I don't know if that was recording, but I got the seal sizer on your stator shaft. I took the one off of there because you need to put your bearing and your washer on there. That's weird. 6C, 6D, and 6E. We're just going to pick one and stick it in there for now. And then your bearing goes in there like that. We'll put this back on. Alright, that'll be long enough. Slide your pump on there. Just like that. Man, that feels beautiful. Alright. This should work ideal for doing this. I'm going to take and put this whole assembly upside down in here. Okay. Now I've actually labeled these for you. You get your overrun clutch here, your reverse clutch here, your 3/4, and your forward. And that's how you're going to check these. So, all right, so we're going to start with the overrun. Interesting. Okay, so there is a misprint in there. This is your overrun clutch. And you'll want to hold these two, which is your forward, with your finger to make everything work without an air leak. All right, so I think I'm going to set you up on another tripod so you can see it. All right, so we'll put air here. And we're getting, you also want to look at this check ball right here. It should go up and plug the hole off. This is your 3/4. Notice the 3/4 moving. Nice solid. This one here's your forward, and you want to plug this other hole for your forward accumulator off with your thumb. Got a nice solid apply there. Okay, and then this one's your overrun. Again, you want to plug both these with your finger for your overrun. And we got good air check there. So everything here is ready to go, so we're ready to put this in the case. And if you want to check this, you can pull this input housing off, check that if you want to see what you're looking at, your reverse input, if you want to actually physically see it. And there, you got it out. Just like that. Alright, so first things first, let's put our input housing in. Touchdown. All right, lube up your bearing there. Drop it down in there. Next, lube up your inside of your input housing there. I'll put that in there. Nah, that didn't just do that, did it? I think it did. Wow, that never happens. All right, it's time for your band. Alright, on your band anchor, I found it easier for me to look through this hole right here and then pull that band over. you get that hole lined up, and then you just push your pin in there. You might still have to wiggle it around just a little bit. There we do believe we have it. All right. After that's done, then you're ready to put your pump in, but you need your gasket. All right. Take and spread that transmission fluid around that sealing surface. Get your gasket lined up. And slide your pump in. Alright, that pump is all the way seated. So we're going to take and I think that backlash is, or that end play is going to be perfect. It feels really good. I'm not even going to jack with it, as a matter of fact. Okay, these pumps, or these pump bolts, have little O-rings on them. You want to make sure to replace these O-rings. And they do come in the kit. When I used to do these in the dealer, in fact, you can't even buy these kits anymore from the dealer. You have to buy individual pieces for them. But when you'd buy these kits in the dealer, they'd actually give you new bolts to go along with it, which was great, you know, because then you didn't even have to jack with the O-rings or anything. It gives you the old style washers. And that's not the bolts we've got. Well, that's interesting. So I'm going to have to hunt down some O-rings. Alright, I found me some O-rings. I had a older kit that had some in it. And I also found one of the actual yellow retainers, so this had to have been a GM kit. Maybe not. But anyway. So yeah, just slide you some new O-rings on there. Alright. Put these dudes in the pump. I'm going to check and make sure we still got rotation. Yep. Wow. That is snug like a bug in a rug. That's beautiful. All right. Torque these pump bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Just do it in a crossing star fashion. All right, one more time. Can't hardly hang on to that dude. Feels really good. Nice and snug. All right, y'all, so that's going to be it for putting the upper part of the case together. Our shaft turns nice and smooth. There's little to no end play, which is fine. I mean, if it's too tight, you wouldn't be able to turn it. This thing feels beautiful. I am so tickled. So all the work that I did on it just paid off. You should have little to no end play on the output shaft too, so let's check that real quick. That's got a little bit of play in it, but I'm not too concerned with it. Yeah, it feels real good. I'm happy with it. So let's rotate this dude back up. All right, so we're on to the next step. So make sure to look at the next video that I upload. We're going to call it for this session. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thanks for stopping in. If you're not, make sure to like down there, give me a thumbs up. I'd be greatly appreciated. There's a subscribe button down there right next to it. Hit that dude for me too. And there's a little bell icon. Make sure you hit all notification. That way you know when I upload a new video. Check out the other videos too. You know, there's a whole session of videos on transmissions and stuff like that. Obviously that's what I do for a living. I've been building transmissions the better part of 20 years. Been in the automotive industry over 30 years, so I've seen my fair share of things, that's for sure. Y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.